everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So today I will talk about the upcoming transit of Jupiter, which will happen on the 10th of June 2025. Jupiter will move from the sign of Gemini into the sign of Cancer. So we're going to look at the meaning of this in general, and then we're going to dive into each and every single sign. So Jupiter will be in the sign of Cancer up until the 30th of June 2026. And I would say it's pretty good news because Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer, which means that its qualities are enhanced here. They're emphasized. Jupiter is the planet of wisdom, expansion, and having faith. And when you have faith, you attract more optimism and so more luck to you. You would have faith to make some changes, okay? So sometimes people think it's the planet of luck and they expect that luck just comes to you. Yes, that's true. But if there is no space for new things to come, sometimes something has to go in order for new things to come into your life. But ultimately, it is a lucky period. Sometimes even the worst things can turn out to be the best things, right? So it is the planet of luck, actually, after all, when you look at it from that perspective, okay? So yeah, Jupiter is all about wisdom. And it's in the element of water. Cancer is a very, very intuitive sign. And as you know, water holds memory. So we're having here the planet of wisdom with the sign of intuition and memory. So there could be past memories coming back that are going to be helpful for your wisdom. You can use that for your work. Your intuition is going to be heightened during this period. So a lot of you will have a better intuition, which is very nice, especially since we have, we have the North Node now also in Pisces. So a lot of you are going to work on creativity and also your intuition. And Cancer rules the fourth house. So this is related to your family. So there could be a really good connection with family. You could be learning from family. This is also everything to do with the home and the house. So a lot of you are buying a house, you're going to move, and that really depends on the house that it's going to be in. Because if Cancer, for example, is in your ninth house, you could even be moving abroad. So look at the sign and look in your chart which house it is moving into, because that's gonna tell you a lot more about what feels like home for you, which is going to expand. Because if you have Cancer in the 11th house, your family could be your friends, or your friends are like your home. They are like your family. So this is going to be emphasized during this time. And when Jupiter was in Gemini, this was especially good for air signs, right? But in general, Jupiter is in detriment in the sign of Gemini, because it enhances your mental thoughts. So there could be a lot of overthinking. Too many options would really confuse you with Jupiter in Gemini. So the positive side was gathering a lot of information, whereas now the wisdom is coming more from an intuitive perspective, right? And when we look at Jupiter, it rules the ninth house. So this is more to do with faith. This is this more spiritual house. So you will do your investigation, but you're like, I'm not just gonna assume that's true. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm going to think out of the box. That's the ninth house. Okay, you telling me that's a fact, but where does this fact come from? It's more about philosophy. It's about spirituality and expanding your mind. And you could even go back to maybe doing some research in your ancestral lines and see where they lived, what they've done, and this information could really enrich you. Also, everything related to family and family property. Maybe someone is going to gift you a property. There could be someone taking over the family business. And it's also good news if your work is related to real estate or working with the homes. If you're a family therapist, like this could literally be a very good time for you. This is all going to bring in some luck your way if that's your area, and especially if it's in the 6th or the 10th house, that's going to be very good for you. So I wrote down some days. Creativity, yep. Fertility is very good. So if you want to expand your family as well, a very good time. It's really about generosity, but yeah, generosity and nourishment. The downside, I would say, is overindulgence, eating a little too much, because, you know, Cancer is quite slow moving. So if you're a Cancer, you're like, I'm not slow moving at all. That's okay, because it also depends on your other planets. But the sign in general, right, is not a fast moving. It's not a fast moving sign. It goes with the flow, right? It's a water sign. They go with the flow, and the wisdom comes through going different directions. So you have to be open to experience different directions that are going to bring you a lot of wisdom. The first month, so June 2025, we still have a square with Saturn. So it's not going to be fully felt, like it's not going to be like the best thing Jupiter can be. So I would say in July, you're going to feel it a bit better and even more, right? I'm not going to explain all the aspects because they're going to be a lot up until the 30th of June 2026. But, you know, for this year, there will be a Jupiter-Venus conjunction around the 11th of August, which is going to be really amazing. You would feel very lazy because this is a very lazy placement and overindulgence, but there could be some lucky breaks happening for a lot of you around this time. So Jupiter expands and it's going to expand Venus, okay? Just stay on the righteous path, because sometimes, you know, what I see with clients or in general by learning astrology is that when you have a good chart, things come easy and the ego is growing. That's why sometimes a strong Jupiter can create a person that thinks that the world evolves around them because it goes so easy. And people who are, for example, need to work hard for things, they're much more grateful and they have lesser ego. So if you have a good and strong Jupiter, like Jupiter in Cancer, and you have Jupiter return, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. So keep the ego down, although Jupiter in Cancer, I wouldn't say is the biggest egocentric one of them all, but yeah, just keep that in mind and receive the gifts that the universe want to give you, especially if you're water sign, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Good news, all good news, okay? Yeah, I think I'm ready to... Yeah, we have Jupiter retrograde starting on the 11th of November until the 10th of March. So retrograde doesn't always mean that opportunities cannot come to you, but sometimes we need to reflect. We cannot always go and new things. Sometimes we have to reflect and close down something in order to make space for when Jupiter stations direct, things can be attracted to you again. But still, when it's retrograde, your wisdom is very much present, and this wisdom can help you move forward when Jupiter is direct. Okay, another downside would be a little bit giving too much, you know, because Cancer can be a very giving sign, and all the water signs sometimes have trouble with boundaries. And yeah, all the water signs, even Scorpio. People don't know that, but sometimes Scorpios, especially the rising signs, can have troubles with boundaries because water is flowing and it doesn't know where something starts and something ends. So where's the boundary? You know, if you have a lot of water, that's difficult for you. So you're going to go all in, and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to disappear, going to be behind the scenes, right? Especially Pisces likes to disappear, be behind the scenes, but Cancer and Scorpio can very much do that. They have periods of being out there and they have periods of going internal, which helps them recharge, because the moment they are with other people, they want to heal and nourish. And, you know, you can see it as watering the plants. They want to help people grow and everything, but it shouldn't be at the cost of yourself. Okay? So I think I'm ready to go for all the signs. Let's see where this lucky planet is going to enhance your expansion and luck and fate for the upcoming year, a little bit more than a year. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Jupiter will be in a beautiful 4th house in Cancer, and it's going to expand family, your relations with family. Maybe you want to bring or spend more time with your family because you really appreciate them. And if there was any obstacle, this could be the time where it can be resolved, okay? Because a lot of wisdom will be given to you. Also from ancestors, there could be a lot of wisdom coming in, especially if you're very intuitive. And the 4th house is also houses. So houses gained through family, like family can give you a house, you're living in a house of family. But in general, you could buy or sell a house, even outside of your own family. If you're in real estate, this will be a very good year for you. Working from home can also be very beneficial, because Jupiter helps you focus when you're working from your home. So this can definitely benefit you. Yeah, and then the downside, like I said, is overindulgence. So not moving enough could sometimes bring some issues. But in general, housing, family, any work related to working from home or working with a house, or if you're, doing some kind of Airbnb close to where you're living, or actually where you're living, this is all super beneficial for you. So I would say that's for Aries. Let's move on now to Taurus. So Taurus, for you, we have Jupiter in the 3rd house. And this is a beautiful placement for traveling. And, traveling, especially by water. So going to a river, going to the beach. This is a great time to nourish yourself. Some of you might want to do like a spa weekend, where you can just go to sauna and relax. So you're gonna treat yourself well there. And then the 3rd house is all about your communication. And for you, Taurus, your communication comes very much from your intuition. So the way you speak, you need to feel that what you're saying is right. Okay, so your intuition is helping you improve your speech. So the moment you stop reading through the script, like me, I always have some kind of notes, but I like to actually just talk from the heart. I just write down some dates, but I don't really prepare a lot of things because it's not very natural. I prefer to come from my inner wisdom. And this is what you are going to practice with that. So the moment you speak, or if you're in sales, you can sell a lot of things. And this works best when you are listening to the person and you know exactly what people need. So your sales are going to be up because your nurturing energy is going to be a lot stronger. Emails, anything you're writing, anything that has a bit of nurturing quality in your communication is going to really benefit you. So definitely more sales for you. If you want to write something, make sure you speak to people's hearts. That's gonna have a big impact. Also, sibling relationships are going to be a lot better this year. Talk about your feelings and your emotions, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it likes to talk about feelings and emotions. And another good thing would be to read books, to study, if you want to study, make sure that you find ways or easy tricks to remember the content you have read, but definitely a good time for studying also, and finishing a project or research or a study that's going to benefit you a lot this year. But yeah, speak to people's emotions and talk from your own heart and intuition. That's going to do very well for you this year. So that's where your luck is, my amazing Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, you just had Jupiter in your first house. So this is where your new cycle started. Here you had new ideas, or you literally started something new. Now it's time, Gemini, to make money. And this is amazing. Jupiter in Cancer in your second house. This is about abundance, taking the lead in your life, because don't be fooled, right? Because it's still a cardinal sign, Cancer, so it likes to lead. So value yourself and how much you charge. If you have a new job or a new salary, you can really value yourself. And this comes from intuition. Your intuition will tell you how much you should charge. Okay, so listen to that. Especially if you are in jobs like real estate, or if you're in a job related to family, therapy, roots, or anything related to creativity and feelings. You can earn lots of money, but in general, there will be money opportunities coming for you. And then we also have the North Node in the 10th house in Pisces. So money and work and opportunities to increase your bank account, to save money, because Jupiter is so generous that you might spend all the money you've earned. So make sure you have a good plan for that, so you can save the money for a rainy day when things aren't going so great. Then you still have something on the side. Okay, I always say don't spend everything and don't save everything, because balance is really key in life. So that would be for you, my amazing Gemini. So let's go to Cancer. So obviously this is going to be so positive for you. You have Jupiter in your sign, and it is exalted here. So it's doing very well in your first house. So this is good for a new beginning, starting something new. And this, let your intuition guide you. So if you have this feeling, I want to travel, go travel, because the North Node also is in the 9th house. If you feel like I want to live here, or I want to try studying this, just follow your enthusiasm. Let yourself be led by that, and that will help you find the right direction for you. Okay, but follow this enthusiasm. Whatever you want to read, study, spend your time on is going to be a huge indication on what you're going to do next in the upcoming years. Sorry guys, I have a bit of a cold. Anyways, so yeah, good news for my lovely Cancer. The downside, there's a little downside. Even though it's very good, it could be overindulgence, okay? If you eat too much, that would, because Jupiter expands everything. In the first house, it's your body, right? It's your identity. So you could expand literally your identity, because you're so happy that you're like, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna drink, I have so much fun. Just be careful, okay, that you do your sports as well. But anything you want to start, if you want to start something new, this is the time to do it. It's the beginning of a new cycle, and you have the ability, because you're gonna have this attraction to you, because Jupiter can attract things to them. If you have Jupiter in the first house in general, or if you have transiting Jupiter, it's just much easier to attract good opportunities to you. So take advantage of that, and you have really a beautiful year. So love, work, experience. Be open, don't control. This is so important, because if you are going to be controlling, then you're working against Jupiter. Jupiter has faith that things will come at the right time, at the right place. So let yourself be guided and have faith that the right thing is going to come for you at the right time. Let go, move with the water, and because your intuition is going to be so much stronger, your creative ideas are going to be all heightened. So I'm wishing you the best year, and thank you so much for being here, Cancer, and until next time. Okay, so let's look at the sign of Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have Cancer in your 12th house. And the 12th house is everything hidden. This is about connecting with the divine and taking some time to rest. So maybe you've been so busy working, doing so many things when Jupiter went through your 10th house and your 11th house. And now your body is asking for some rest and some reflection. And that's until Jupiter is moving into your sign on the 30th of June 2026, when things are definitely going to speed up again. So now is the time to rest, reflect, write down maybe some things that you want to close and some things that you would like to do in your life. Like, are there some intuitive insights that maybe tell you that the path you're on are not fully in alignment with where you want to be? So now it's time to meditate, walk in the nature, but especially because Cancer is a water sign, it's good to swim, and not like fast swimming, but relax, like relaxing, take a bath, relax. It's not the time to move very, very quickly. This is the time where you get a lot of insights by spending some time by yourself, reflecting on the universe, and you could definitely have some awakening moments. The 12th house is also related to voluntary work. So maybe you want to volunteer somewhere, especially at places of that are helping families. So families in need, you can donate either money or donate some of your time to help out some families that are in need. So this is how you can definitely bring out your luck. Your luck is coming from spending some time by yourself and giving selflessly, so without anything in return. And this will bless you as well with a strong intuition. The more open you are, right? And allowing the universe to guide you to where you need to be and listening to what your body needs. If it needs rest, listen to that. It's not a good time to fight against the stream, right? Because water wants to flow. It's the original house of Pisces. So 12th house is already a house of water. But if you can create, and you create art from the heart, or you're writing, keeping a journal, these kind of things, that will change your vision on what life is about and what it is that you want to do next in your life. So you are resting, so you can be ready the year after to start and to go a lot quicker. Okay. So yeah, that would be my message for you. Oh, what I wanted to say, if you're a nurse or you're working in, for example, in a prison, or you're a doctor, then yes, there could be some good opportunities coming in for you. But it's anything related to a job that's very giving. So something you could also do behind the scenes, or something you're creating behind the scenes. You could even launch an anonymous book, and this could really work out very well for you. But the point is here that you shouldn't control anything. And if, the universe tells you to rest, listen to that. This is really, really important, because we cannot just keep going. And the engine is sometimes empty, right? And you need to put in some new gasoline. So make sure that you do that, and you give yourself the love and time to work on this spiritual routine, on your spiritual side, to nourish your soul. That's most important, the upcoming year. So let's move on now to Virgo. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You've had quite some time working on your career when Jupiter was in Gemini. That was a very good position for you. But still now Jupiter will go into your 11th house. So if you launched a business or you get a new job, now with Jupiter in the 11th house, it's good to network, show the world what you're doing. Talk about your job, talk about your product. So it's time to get out there, make connections, make friends. Also, new friends can come into your life that will feel like family, because Virgo, your friends are like your family, or your family is like your friend. This is super important for you. So you might expand your community. Now, Cancer is more, you're going to be, with Cancer in the 11th house, Virgo, you're more selective. So there might be a lot of people coming in and you're going to have to filter a little bit, because this is what Jupiter does. It brings you a lot, but sometimes you have to filter what is going to stay with you on the long term and who qualifies as being part of your community and your family. But if you're looking for a new community that you can relate to, then definitely between June 2025 and 2026, you will expand that and you can meet really amazing people that either bring you good connections or make you feel at home. But this is the year of fun. So have a bit of fun, go out with friends, spend some time by the beach, do some fun stuff, especially in the summer. Or, you know, if you like to swim in the winter, that's fine too. But it's time to let loose and have some fun. This is really important with Jupiter in the 11th house, right? To show the world what you have done and what you've worked on. And I know this is not very natural for you, but it's so very necessary in order to spread the word and attract luck when it comes to networking and meeting people. Okay, so let's move on now to the sign of Libra. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, Jupiter will be in Cancer in your 10th house. And this is time for celebration, especially if you want to launch a business or if you want to present yourself on social media. This is the year to do it. So between June 2025 and June 2026, it's time to show the world what you are doing and what you are capable of, especially when it comes to career. This is the time where you could get a promotion or you could be hired in a new job that is much more suiting for you. Also, teaching jobs are good, and even more amazing, teaching jobs, family jobs related to family or companies that help families in some ways, and homes, having a business at home or selling homes like real estate. This will go insane. Family business will explode during this time. So it's time for you to shine, Libra. This is the year where you're going to show the world what you're made of and, you know, launch that business, show people the job you're doing. This is time to go more outwards, even though Cancer is not a sign that really is comfortable being so much in the public. But, you know, share the world what you are doing, because this year is going to be it for you. Thank you so much for watching. Let's move on now to Scorpio. So, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Good news. Jupiter is in the 9th house, right? And it's going to aspect your Sun, Moon, and Rising. So this is going to be great. It's going to expand your mind. Jupiter is at home in the 9th house. It loves being there. This is about experiencing freedom, traveling. If you want to travel, go to, maybe you're looking for a different country to live in. Some of you are moving to a different country. You're moving places. You could be backpacking, traveling to a place with water. So going by the beach or the river or a lake. This is very good for you. You're going to expand your mind when it comes to your spiritual journey. So if you want to do a retreat or you want to teach something that you have learned, this is also a great time to do that. It's about gathering wisdom and sharing wisdom, right? This is not just about learning. This is also about having the experience yourself. Okay, I read this in a book, but I kind of want to know if this is actually true. So I'm going to experience it myself so I can share the knowledge. So whatever knowledge you have to share this year, do it, right? Share this knowledge, experience what your intuition is telling you to, right? Follow your heart in that and share what you have been through. It's about a lot of freedom, right? Ninth house wants to be free, wants to experience what it's like to think out of the box. So if you're very much in a routine, you're gonna dare to step out of that a little bit more, okay? So it's a really good year to publish. If you want to publish some kind of content on a book or a website, this is really your year to do it. If you want to, share your thoughts on living abroad or import and export, if you want to teach something, do it this year. It's perfect. Also traveling is gonna be the best year for that, and you will have a lot more optimism. So when Jupiter was in Gemini, that was a bit tougher when it comes to how you felt about yourself, but things are feeling like they're flowing a lot better. So yeah, it's good news. That would be my message for you. Let's move now on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, it's going all the way, my tool. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Jupiter is moving from the 7th house, which is very focused on relationships, now to the 8th house. So if you met someone during this time, or you have coupled up or married or got married, you will have more intimacy now, and you have a chance to grow closer together. If you say I'm single and I haven't met anyone, okay, don't worry about it. This is also a time for you to learn more about your family patterns. This is a time where you can heal your karmic cycles that keep happening. That's the 8th house, right? These are the vicious cycles of life, death, and rebirth. And with Jupiter there, you're going to have much more ease at discovering what you need to let go of. Also, this is the house of finances, joint bank accounts. So you might have a joint bank account. You could be collaborating with another company or finding an investor. So if you have a really good idea, like I want to launch something, then now you can find someone that can support you and that can invest in a brilliant idea that you are having. Also, investing in general would be a good time. So if you want to invest in a stock market, or if you want to invest in whatever company, then this is the time to do that, okay? 8th house, if you wanted to have a loan, you could have successfully get that, or there might be some luck in inheritance coming in, or there could be some money coming from third parties like the government or taxes, like a good tax return, good news about a fund that is there for you. So there might be some luck there with finances, and some of it could have to do with family, okay? Family property could be given to you. This could also be part of an inheritance. And that's going to be the energy that's out there for you during that time. So if you're really want to know more about the secrets of life and also taboos and everything that you want to break loose from, especially in family cycles, now is the year to do that. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Let's move on now to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Jupiter is going to be in your 7th house. So if you're single, this is the year to mingle, okay? This is the time you're gonna go out there. You're gonna meet people. make sure, you will have options for a relationship depending on where you're at yourself, right? Because my teacher used to say, astrology is predicting the weather, but are you fully equipped for the weather that's coming, right? If you're staying in your home, it's got to be quite difficult to meet someone. It's possible, but you have to get out there. And also, it is about where you're at. Like, what you attract is very much related to where you're at within yourself. So it's important that you now work on your stability, and then between June 2025 and 2026 you could be meeting someone. That's a great year for that. Also, if you're in a relationship, some of you are going to get married or get a proposal. That could definitely be this year. Watch out for Mercury retrograde, unless you have it in your chart, but it's still a contract. So I would say get married outside of Mercury retrograde. It's a lot better prospects. Business collaborations, definitely business partner, someone you're partnering up with. For some of you, that could be even like a family member that would be like a business partner, and you would start a business together. That would be definitely the best time. If you're working one-on-one with people, so if you're a therapist or you're someone that works one-on-one with people, you'll see that business is going to thrive as well. It's going to do much better. So overall, a very exciting year for you. So if you want to attract love or take things to the next level, then this is the year that it's most likely going to happen. So let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun and Rising. Now this is the time to expand your client base. So if you're self-employed, you could attract many more clients. The 6th house is not necessarily launching a business. This is time to expand what you already have. For example, you could switch jobs in the same industry and get a bit better offer there. Or and there could be colleagues that you're getting along with very well. It's a very lucky placement to have when it comes to colleagues. So your relationship with colleagues will improve, or the new company that you're going to work is going to be super beneficial for you. The only downside, which I told Cancer as well, so there are 2 placements that expand the body. That would be the 1st house because it's the identity. But this is also the 6th house, because the 6th house is about your health. So watch out for overeating or being maybe a little bit lazy, because Cancer can be a bit lazy sign. Do some swimming, like water sports are really good for you. So water sports, movement, keep moving, and balance the indulgence. But overall, work is going to be good, especially real estate jobs, family companies, working with families are going to do well. Or if you're working from home, hybrids, these are people that also work like in a hybrid way. This is all going to be good. So expand this business, more clients, change jobs if you want, if you have to, but you could get some more responsibilities or recognition because you are so optimistic at work that is going to really impact other people and they want to give things to you. So that would be for Aquarius. Let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, Sun and Rising, really, really good news. Your water sign. So obviously Jupiter is going to aspect your Sun and Rising or any other planet you have at some point very well. And it's going to enhance your ability to be enthusiastic. You're going to have more optimism. Jupiter is moving into your 5th house. So if you want to have children, this is the year for you to do it. It's a very fertile year. So if you don't want it, be careful because it's a fertile year, okay? This is also a really good year to connect with your children. You're going to have such a good bond. And if things were a bit wobbly before, there's time to heal that now, depending on what age your kids are. You could have a massive ability to heal your inner child, to go back and do some inner healing, heal these wounds that maybe were created when you were younger, that you thought you couldn't express yourself fully. Now is the time to do it. Express yourself, work on this creativity. If you have something in mind that you want to develop, a certain skill, a certain creative skill, now is the time to do it. Dancing is also very good because Cancer is a very fluid sign. So in the 5th house, it loves to move, it loves to dance. So dancing is good. Any type of movement, right? What else can I say? Romance, Pisces. So if you're single and you're looking for love, this is the time where you should start dating. Get out there, show the world who you are, because this is the house where you can meet someone, where you could attract someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be long term, but that's something to be seen when Jupiter is moving into the 7th house, which is more about long-term relationships. So when you meet someone now, and especially with the South Node in the 7th house, for some of you, you're going back to someone from the past, or someone from a past life could be coming in, and this could be resulting in a long-term relationship. So there might be a lot of offers, but it's really up to you who is the best fit for you. And if you're already in a relationship, you can work on some romantic getaways, or just having nice dinners together. Spending time with your family is going to make you so happy. Also, lucky breaks when it comes to, I don't want to say it because I don't like to say it, but yeah, if you like lotteries and these kind of things, there could be a lucky break for some of you. But I always say, listen to your intuition with that, don't buy it because Jupiter is in the 5th house. And also, as a psychic myself, getting the numbers would only really happen if it's really in your benefit and for your life purpose. But in most cases, you cannot force that, okay? Because it's not always for your highest good. So even if you can read people, but the readings are always giving you information that will be of the highest benefit for a person. And if a guide or someone on the other side is promising a lot of wealth, you're not usually dealing with a very good entity, right? So vibration is important, but this year there's so many beautiful opportunities for your Pisces. You're gonna feel a lot better. You're gonna have Saturn almost out of your sign. It's going temporarily in Aries, gonna come back to your sign, but there will be much more optimism, and it's like the gates are opening for you again, and you can see your next steps ahead of you. So be so creative and go follow your hobbies, and it doesn't even need to become a job or anything. It just needs to be something that makes you happy. This is very important. So that would be my message for you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Bye bye.